Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. This is the daily energy stroke tarot reading, tarot stroke energy reading for the day of the 2nd of April. Can't believe we're in April already, but here we are. Take what resonates, it is general, and leave what does not. I appreciate all of the support and any of your comments. Please share out this channel and help get the subscribers up. I'd love to do some more walkabout stuff, some live stuff, but to do that, you have to do it from a phone, and you need 1,000 subscribers. So I'm working it. I'm giving out what I can give out to the collective. So I appreciate any help you can give to get us up there. So let's see, for the 2nd of April 2021, let's go with on the bottom of the deck first. We go with the Temperance card. So this, picture it as the underpinning energy of the reading. So we're looking at transmuting the energies, and this is what we need to get really good at. This is what I teach. This is what in private sessions, this is what I do and get better at it, and it takes practice, and the good thing is that you do get better and better at it. This is where you can see there's 1 foot in the water, very much like the Star card, and 1 foot on the ground. But she has these wings out from each side of her, creating balance, a support. She's in the middle ground while she transmutes the waters, which a lot of frequencies are carried in within us, the emotions, the reactions to certain frequencies that are fired at us. We hold them in our waters, in our emotions, and rather than holding on to the memory of anything negative within the waters in the Temperance card, you're crossing it across the heart chakra, the space of the heart chakra. It is an air sign. You see the triangle there on the heart chakra. Aquarius card, being able to think outside of the box and being able to be amongst others without there's a lot of empaths today feeling like they just want to close the doors, close the windows, don't be attached or look at anybody or have anybody near them because they're sick of being pummeled by these negative energies. Well, where there is negative, there's positive for a start. And 2, this is not what a warrior heart does. A warrior heart trains itself to be themselves, to be able to be in any context, in any environment. Yes, you go with discernment. You don't deliberately go into a room full of energy vampires, but not being in fear, because you have the wisdom of the Temperance card to stay in your balance and also be able to even transmute the even most negative energies into that which is positive for you. So this is where we have the capability to move and do more within more circles, because we have this knowledge, this wisdom, and this unleashed power that is able to take both positive and negative energies and convert them into useful energy. And that is about, again, being in control of not just the air, but a bit like the 6 of Swords card is a bit of an air and a water card. The Aquarius card of being Aquarius, like Theodore, Aquarian Barbarian, outside of the box, comes across as the water card, because it has a lot to do with water, the emotions, but it also comes across as it is an air sign card, because you're using your ability to calm the mind and transmute those emotions within those waters that have been created by frequencies fired at you, for good or bad. Using your thought to impregnate those waters through your heart chakra into that which is useful of you. So it's like the lower body here is doing the work of staying grounded and connected to the waters. Our foot's deeply within the waters here. She's not afraid of the emotion. She's not afraid of whatever frequency it carries, whatever memory it's carrying. And she's just got a tippy toe on the ground. That's enough to create this circuit board. So she's grounded in a lower body. in this way. And in doing that, she's then, think of the upper body as another circuit board. So she is using her mind to impregnate the waters that she's crossing at her heart chakra. And a lot of that is to do with, being telepathic to self, thinking these more positive thoughts, finding the lessons within each frequency, expanding upon how that can take you forward, but also then speaking it out to those waters is very powerful. So you're creating the circuit board from the thought, the mind, the brain, the higher self. I don't like saying higher self. It's so weaponized, the English language. So your upper self. And creating a circuit board to the heart chakra, and then up through the middle, the womb that is the mouth, creating a different birth. You're birthing something different into these waters. So no matter how negative, you can create something beautiful. For whoever has gotten pregnant, and this is just psychic out of the box, whoever's gotten pregnant and is feeling disappointed in themselves, or feeling disappointed more and more at the choice of partner who got you pregnant, don't dwell in self-blame and guilt over that. I feel whoever you are, you're really dwelling in self-blame and guilt, and looking back and wishing for different. Not that you're wishing anything on the baby, on the creation inside of your womb, but you're within the situation which involves the child, the baby that is being created in your womb. I want you to really take on board the fact that your words, you are the sun to this child, this creation within your womb. You are the light. So speak those words of power, of beauty, of awe, of the wonder of the creation that this child is going to be, is being, and is going to be. It will mean that, this child, you doing that and you being ascended enough and full of wisdom enough to do this, one, it will change your outlook completely and make the pregnancy smooth sailing. But two, there's a reason that you're having this child, and you empowering this child from before it even takes its first breath outside of its world that is your womb right now. You're empowering this child to be on the path that it's born to be on, that they are born to be on, that they are going to do wonderful things, and very much might be an Aquarius when born into this world. So be the powerhouse, be the sun, be the goddess for this creation within your womb by speaking super beautiful and powerful words into the creation that is this baby. If you think of the rice test, where you have a jar of rice or a jar of water, and you have two of them, and one of them you speak negative words over each day, and the other one, and put negative thoughts towards that jar, and the other one you do the opposite and speak beautiful words and beautiful thoughts into the other jar. Under a microscope, you see the crystals under the more negatively driven infused jar of rice. You see really distorted, really not very pretty looking pictures of crystals. You see that they're not formed, they're not created in the way that you see the more positive jar, which has crystals that are this is in the water, sorry, that is they're symmetrical, like a flower, perfect, beautiful, and very identifiable compared to the negative. With the rice, you see dark, black, moldy stuff in the more negative jar, and in the positive, it just doesn't change. It sustains. It's as good to eat as it ever was. And so this is what I want you to do with your little grain of rice right now in your womb, is to speak powerful words. So I'm sorry to go off on a more personal reading, but you needed to hear that, whoever you are. Especially as well, if you are the grandmother of this creation within the womb. It may not have even been announced to you yet that you are a grandmother in waiting. you do this too. Be the example, be the son that you are to your daughter, that you are the creative source that housed her creation while you were carrying her. So you have a lot of power and authority in this situation to lead by example, to speak beautiful words into this new body that is being created, that will house a beautiful, beautiful being, connected to a very powerful soul. So my voice went a little bit there, and those words might be a little bit difficult to get out. I understand the situation is disappointing, but get past that, have the wisdom and be ascended like the Temperance card to see how you can things don't happen as we plan all of the time. Things don't look quite so as perfect as we wish them to look, especially when we've been manifesting without real intent or without real foresight. But a lot of the time, those things have come about by certain manifestations that you have made for good reason, and you need to bring out the good of every situation rather than looking and dwelling in the negative and the bad. So that's just for whoever that is. The Hermit card is on the bottom of the other deck. So this speaks of the beautiful Hermit warrior is back. Yes, he's back again. Hermit's back. Tell your friend. This speaks of, having the wherewithal, and particularly for that more personal aspect of the reading that I've just given, having the wherewithal, the wisdom, and the warrior heart to not be afraid to look at things for what they are, to be able to transmute and heal wounds completely via any circumstance, to use even triggers as a positive thing, that when things trigger you into a certain reaction that isn't for the greater good of yourself or those around you, they're actually flags. They're actually ways of telling, just like the body, a lot of the time you'll hear doctors and nurses procrastinating over whether to give some pain meds or whether to hold off, or whether to give some antibiotics or hold off, because there's a period of time when you are diagnosing somebody that you want to see the symptoms in their full force so that you're not masking anything, ironically. And so we mask a lot in general when the body is giving us certain symptoms, certain flags, to say, look at this, dig down to see where the source is, where the imbalance is that is creating this physical symptom. The same goes for all layers of self, all aspects of self. So the same goes for the emotions. So where you're feeling emotionally triggered, that is actually a gift if you choose to use it that way, in that it gives you this flag point, this call of the Hermit to say, okay, so why am I feeling this way? Why were those words enough to make me blow my top at so-and-so or so-and-so? Why was this enough to make me cry for a week? And you dig down deep to find the source, and then you ignite yourself with the Temperance card to transmute that energy and use it into something that is for your greater good, for your greater benefit, and for those around you. And so the Hermit card with the Temperance card is a beautiful symbiotic relationship of how you dig down deep and be brave enough to recognize where the root cause of a trigger, a wound, is dwelling within you, and the Temperance card then being engaged in transmuting that and digging down and finding the lessons and the gifts within that, the Easter eggs, just like a game. Again, ironically, and this is where within each corner, within each side, within each middle of self, within each aspect of self, you're doing what we all should be doing right now, and taking the mask off that and using it now as something, another platform to launch yourself from, rather than a sinkhole that you were sinking in and didn't even realize it. And this is a continuous thing that we have to do, particularly with all the outside forces working real hard to have people in this fear perspective, in this triggered point continuously. Why? Because they can channel people much easier that way, because the certain beings that want that kind of energy can then have as much food as they like of this fear-based, guilt-based energy that they are trying to create with from humans, seeing us, and this is an unfortunate truth, as batteries. And so this is where we start to fuel ourselves and take away those aspects of power that anyone has over us, anyone around us in our individual lives, and those that are in powerful places within these systems. It takes away that power by being able to strip and burn that mask, you know, never mind bra burning, bring mask burning about. So that's a very powerful combination for today and all days, but for today with the tarot, with the energies that we are being faced with. The first card is the Judgment card. Again, it's back. When are you going to hear this call? When are you going to truly realize the gravity of the illusion that we've been living under, the gravity and amount of amnesia that we have been putting up with, that we have been giving power to? When are we going to really accept who and what we are and start being drawn and taking action to let go of that holds us back and take forward that propels us, that gives us a platform to be powerful from? And so this is where you're hearing that call. Please answer it. Yourself is calling to yourself to be in connection enough with self that you can really truly do what you are drawn to do, what you are meant to do. And this is difficult because the gravity, when I say that word of the illusion, of the gravity of free will, is just that. It's an illusion. It's the way that it has been built up and played up by these systems and those that buy into those systems. So we're surrounded by people that we actually love around us that may try to sow seeds of doubt or cast judgment that they have no right to give over anyone else, regarding the decisions, regarding what you want to speak on, regarding about what direction you want to go in. And this is where you have to be brave enough, if you want to follow your destiny, your path, and really reach the ranks that you truly are deserving to do so and driven to do so and have the wherewithal to do so, to have the bravery to let go of that doesn't serve you anymore and go forward with what you are really truly drawn to go forward with. There's a lot of people seeking success, and because of that have lost sight of their game, have lost sight of their own personal game, of what really fuels them. People speaking out on a certain topic, even though they're over that topic, even though they can see that it was part of the illusion, still speaking on that topic and digging deeper into the success that the system says is success. And that's not to say that you have to go poor, no, the opposite, but expect abundance within an avenue of a more genuine nature that reflects your true self within this Judgment card. Now, the Four of Swords clarifies this Judgment card. So this speaks of taking the time out to meditate, to be in connection with self, to really, really rejoin the truth and reality that is the true essence of you, to be able to hear this call, to be able to really speak truth to self, to be able to recognize truth when it comes at you, to be able to recognize falsehoods when they come at you. So really needing to grasp the importance of meditation, however it is that works for you. Jessie, And Sarah, beautiful people, have put me onto Qigong. Now, I'm not confident enough yet to be showing my work on it or talking about it too much. I need to have one or both of them on at some point, because that is meditation in flow. So you're literally transmuting the energy, and like a pump in a pond, you're filtering out through the movement, through the flow, as far as I feel about it. Through the yogic practice that is being taught through that medium. So something like that works for you, to have the body in flow, to be moving that energy both psychically and physically, and to be able to have the space and the connection. It's like getting canned air for your computer. Things aren't running quite so well, things are overheating, but to make movement, to put flow into that computer again, to take the heat away from inflamed parts of the body, you move the particles, you move them by spraying them hard with this air, to clean the system out. It feels a bit like that. So we've got the 10 of Wands as the next card. So this speaks of a lot of people feeling or reflecting on how hard this cycle has been today, how difficult, and the implications of the current cycle, however it resonates with you, has been. Now, to clarify the 10 of Wands, we've got the Page of Coins, so the Page of Pentacles, and this speaks to somebody who is being called to really dig down deep and study hard into whatever it is that gets your fire burning, that gets your passions moving, that gets your creativity flowing, and to be a master at it, to research it, to feel it, to be it, whatever it is for you, will bring super amounts of clarity, abundance, power, self-empowerment, just knowing thyself more through this, delving deeper into this avenue. It does speak to a certain immaturity regarding, and Gaia and Paul reminded me that I need to do a video on this, particularly for a lot of people within the realm of sexuality. And also it speaks to a certain level of immaturity regarding getting yourself tied up yet again into a similar cycle, particularly with work aspects, that getting yourself wrapped up somehow. You're sort of looking up and taking account of this 10 of Wands and thinking, damn it, I've gone down exactly the same avenue that I was down before, that I let go of, that I stopped doing before. I've gone back into that avenue, and now I find myself in a difficult place, and a level of immaturity about feeling confident enough to speak out about that to the people that you're working with, or just to yourself even. But be careful regarding sexuality and the immaturity there, of thinking that you're grown enough and you understand all about about sex, about making love and all of this, but there is so much more to learn. And this goes back to the Kundalini type energy, learning and delving deep into, so that you truly understand the power of sexual manifestation, the power of that being a source of energy to fuel yourself rather than others. And so be aware of that. Be aware of that today, tonight in particular, if you don't want the ramifications of the results of poorly based decisions regarding sexual partners or sexual activity, whether that be some kind of transference, energy transference, or some kind of energy drainage, or some kind of actual physical infection, and whether that be pregnancy. So be super discerning on that. There's a wanting to relieve stress with this 10 of Wands. Be careful to not use the great sacred art of sexual connection to just relieve your stress. having sex with the wrong person and sort of knowing that you're doing it but feeling driven by the impulses of the wands would be detrimental later down the line to you and the person that you connected with. So we've got the Queen of Wands as the next card. So this speaks of getting that flow going, having that maturity. So delving deep into research, delving deep into whatever aspect you've been really drawn to, magnetized towards, and then you're ascending up, you're leveling up into this Queen of Wands that is much more at peace with self, much more at peace in knowing thyself, you know, and much more at peace with sexual energy and the sacred art of. This is where we see that with this purpose, with this clarity, being brave enough with that judgment card to go towards what you're really being magnetized to go towards, unlocks a gate to allow this beautiful flow of energy to be manifested into your reality via your hands. In particular, particularly people who enjoy making things like myself, art like myself, you know, once you find that flow and get into it, you know that feeling, it feeds you. It's like a rechargeable battery, you know, you keep charging yourself up because you're doing something that you love and you feel confident in whatever medium that it is. We've got the Strength card to clarify the Queen of Wands. So this is where there's real strength in knowing thyself and recognizing thyself and allowing yourself to be seen as you want to be seen, as you perceive yourself, as you know yourself more through the transition of today. There's real beauty in the strength of this divine feminine, divine masculine mix. And again, the energy of Kundalini energy, the message of that keeps like coming in my mind. It's it's a bit of a slip, keeps, you know, being brought up a lot. So really delve deep into the research of that. And if I can help with that, just put your questions in the comments below. That made me giggle, Jenny. So that's the reading for the 2nd of April 2021. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me, and to the new clients, I appreciate you so much. You've got no idea, or you probably have. A lot of you are very intuitive. So that's the reading. I hope it helps you guide your day, reach your highest potentials. And that's the intent that I put out for you all. Much love. Stay balanced and stay whole. Mwah. The end.